Hey, this is Dennis. Welcome back. We're going to talk about your fan base today and how to establish a stronger fan base and how to build your customer list. We're going to get into all of that, but first I want you to just read what's on the page here. Fan clubs are no longer started by 14-year-old girls in treehouses. Things have changed over the last 10, 15 years, and it's a lot easier for us to grow our fans and our customer base with all the social media tools and all the tools we have. So I want you to keep in mind that your customers will be your fans and your fans will be your customers. So we're marketing to all of them. See, your customers are your people at your show that are buying your tickets or who are hiring you for an event, and you want them to turn into fans so they'll hire you again. Or the lay people in the audience, you want them to book you also. And then your fans, you want them to be customers to your show. You want them to show up at all of your shows. So we're going to teach you how to market to your fans and your customers. So this is a typical fan funnel. We have your general public. Okay, that's everybody out there, and we want to funnel them in to be an audience to see our show or to hire us for a show. Then we have our sneezers and our fans at the bottom of the funnel. We talked about sneezers earlier in the program, and you can switch the fans and the sneezers one up or one down. It doesn't really matter. But just think of that funnel that we want to continuously feed these funnels and to grow our list. We're going to teach you how to do that in just a second. And the typical sales funnel is awareness. We want to let people be aware of our show, of our act, of the events that we're doing. And some will show interest, okay? And then they will evaluate us or evaluate their situation to see if it might result in a booking, if they can hire you. They might want to have you for an event, but they can't afford you, or they might not have the right venue for you, or whatever. So, but we want to create all the awareness that we can also to feed this funnel. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to start with local list building. Let me ask you this: how big is your fan base right now, and how big is your customer list? What if you had an email address for all the people that you've come in contact with that have either booked you or had something to do with hiring you for a show over the last 10 or 15 years, or 5 years, or 2 years? Or what if you have been collecting email addresses from fans at your shows for the last 5 years, 7 years, 10 years? Whether it's a postcard they can fill out or a clipboard to write their email address down on. What if you have been collecting email addresses from your website on a consistent basis over the last 3, 5, 10 years? How big would your list be? Folks, the list, the money is in the list here. And to grow a good, solid customer base and fan base, you have to have the list. And it's crazy not to do this. And you want to be in contact with your list. You want to let them know what's going on. And we'll get into your different list, your different breakdown here in a minute. And we'll teach you how to do this. But it's so, so, so important. If you don't know what an autoresponder is, an autoresponder is basically an email system that will allow you to mail out hundreds or thousands of emails at one time to your list. It also helps you capture email addresses from your website or your social media sites or wherever you want to place them through sign up forms. A couple of the main autoresponders, and you really need to have one of these, is MailChimp, Aweber, or GetResponse. And I personally use Aweber and have been using them for years. And it's not very expensive. I think it's $20 a month or $19 a month. And MailChimp actually has a free service. I see a lot of people use them. They don't give you all the tools like the auto responding capability, but they do allow you to collect all the email addresses and send as many emails that you'll need to send for free, and it's really neat. And so head on over there and sign up if you do not have a autoresponder yet. Now you're also going to need a website and web hosting. So hopefully by now you know how to do that. And if you don't know how to do that, if you don't have a website, there is a really easy way to do it. Go back to the web page, my homepage, DennisAlm.com, and just click on Stand Up Hosting. And you can sign up for a website. It's $3 or $4 a month. I forget. I mean, I've got a special on there right now, and get you a free domain name, and just pay for the hosting. Or you can go to GoDaddy.com and get a domain name like it's yourname.com and sign up for their hosting. Sorry about that. I've got a reminder for something here. But anyway, you have to have a way of capturing and keeping track of your fans and your customer base. So like I say, when this is over, if you don't have an autoresponder, check this out, because you don't want to use your personal email once your list gets to a certain size. Once you get up to 25, 50, 100, you want to move over to an autoresponder, something a little bit more professional, because what you can do, you can set these things up to automatically send out at certain intervals. Matter of fact, if you're getting this course, you're getting an email every day from Showbiz Warrior, and it tells you a little bit about what you're going to do that day. I don't sit and type those out to all the people in through this course every single day. That's all set up at the beginning, and so it saves me a lot of time. Okay. Now that's a typical sign-up form that you would put on your webpage. You've seen these. You signed up for these just to get through this course. You've seen it all the time, and that's a form that you would put on your website, and that's how you would collect your emails. And you can do a lot of different things to collect email addresses. You can create different lists. It's kind of interesting that when someone signs up for the free video that I offered at the beginning of this course, we capture your email address, and then when you purchase the course, it automatically takes your name off the prospect list and puts you on the customer list. And that way I can market to the people that have not purchased the course. I can follow up with them with an email down the road a week or two later, and I'm not bothering the people that are already in the course with offers to buy. So you can create up all these different lists, and I think I have about 25 different lists through my Aweber account. Now here's some ways that you can gather your names. We call them bribes. On your list, you can say, sign up for my newsletter, and give you our free newsletter, or I can give you a free ebook. What I do a lot of times on the Derby City Magic Show, offer them a ticket discount. I don't say how much because I change that all the time, but the list stays the same. Save money. Sign up here and join our VIP fan club, and we get people signing up for that every single day. So that list is growing and growing and growing. So you want to give people a reason to sign up so you can collect their email. Now you're going to have a list for your fans. Then you can have a list for your loyal fans, your main fans. And then if you have your show information on your site, you can have a prospect list for people booking you. Okay, and then once they book you, you could have your list set up where it automatically switches them over to your past customers. Then you can send all your past customers an email. So, and it's so inexpensive. I mean, it's not like you're putting stamps on everything and it's costing you 45 cents or whatever a stamp. I don't even know what a stamp cost. The last time I put a stamp on an envelope was probably a year ago. So you can have all types of different lists, and Start with one, just your loyal fans if you want, and then you can have a customer list and just build it. But start keeping track because it will add up quickly, and it's really nice when you have a show that's a public show that's local that you can blast out to your list and sell tickets online and have a good crowd, weeks before your show even takes place. If you're in the comedy club business, if you're a comic, that's what you hear a lot of the comic club owners talk about. That a lot of these talented comics don't have a draw. They won't bring their own people in, and it's hard for them to get a good deal at the club. Whether they're going to get part of the door or a good salary or whatever, unless they can bring people in. So you really need to start building this list and start local. Start with your local and become a local celebrity first, and then build out. It's really important to do this. So like I said, use your list automation features, and that's what that's pretty much doing. Is automatically send stuff out. Um, you can do it. You can sign up and go ahead and type out a email to go out every month, a different email, and you can set it all up and set the time on it, the date that it goes out, and boom, you're done. So what you want to do, you want to grow your fan base. Okay, and this will help you do it. Now, we talked about our marketing platforms early on in the course with our Facebook and our Twitter and Google Plus and LinkedIn and Instagram and everything else and whatever else is going to come along next. But your email is important as your main website, because these are things that you'll always have. You actually will own these, and you're not dependent on another service or the next newest fad, next social media fad, going out of business or slowing down where everybody jumps off of it. So you can take control of this, and you need to do that. Then you need to train your fan base, okay? And you do this by feeding them information, giving them content, giving them things that they want, whether it's funny stories about your shows or funny stories about anything that can be going on, updated information about where you will be. Heck, it could be a great recipe that you cook the night before. I mean, it doesn't have to be entertainment related. You just want to, these fans want to know you. They want to know about you, what you're doing. And it's a little bit different than, just telling them where you're eating on Facebook. I mean, you can really, build it, build a substantial list, and I've done it, so I know you can do it too. Then you want to give them a reason to be at your next public show, whether it's a ticket discount or knowing that they're just going to see a great show, and that's what you really, really want. It's nice to know that you've got a show, 30 miles from here, and you're going to have 80, 90 people show up from your hometown. So it'll really help you book the rooms that you want to book. Then you want to give your fans a reason to share your event with other people, okay? And on your email newsletter or whatever you're sending out to them, though, you can put share buttons on there where they can share it with other friends. Then you can also put your social media buttons on the emails too. So it's a big synergy, a big wheel, and you just want to keep this thing moving at all times. And keep people jumping on. It's like a Ferris wheel. People keep getting on. You don't want them to get off. You want them to keep getting on. And you want to collect email addresses at shows when possible. I know this is hard to do, but like I said earlier when this module started, what if you had them a list from 5 years ago where you really worked this thing? I mean, and you could send out an email right now to 5,000 people. Okay. And start collecting now. You can do it a couple of different ways. You can have a postcard or a clipboard at a show. One of the ways that we did it at Derby City Magic, we had a show program, and we had the web address derbycitymagic.com, and gave them a chance to join the VIP club by going there. And we'd have a free magic video for them to watch. We'll teach them a free trick. And I know a friend of mine that I consulted on his show, big theater show that's been running for years and years and years now. But we put a special Magic Club card together, so everybody that came in the theater got a little card, and it had a little secret number on it, and it says, go to this website, type in this secret number, and you get a free magic trick. Then it took them to the online store where they bought stuff, so it was really a real inexpensive way to start a new income stream for the theater, and it was awesome. I mean, and it worked immediately. So the possibilities are endless when you can gather this information that's not really costing you much money at all to do. I mean, $20 a month, is all you'll ever pay to grow your list and send as many emails as you'll ever want to send. I mean, if you get into some serious marketing, and where you're sending out tens of thousands, a week or something, they're going to charge a little bit more, but it's really reasonable. And if people want to unsubscribe to your list, they can do so. If they're tired of getting your emails, they can do that. But this is how we're going to do it. We're going to collect them and give them content, give them something to read, and stay in contact with them. And it'll build over time. Now, what you can do, if you head on over to MailChimp.com and sign up, or go to Aweber and sign up with one of the paid accounts, set up a form on your website, or they'll give you a link where people can click on and to join your list, and go through your contacts in your email right now, and you can group them up, but don't send one email with everybody else's email addresses to expose everybody, but you can blind carbon copy. I don't know how you want to do it, but what you want to do, you want to invite them to join your email list, and offer them something, to say, hey, I want to keep you informed of what I'm doing, what's going on. I'm going to give you my free newsletter. I've got some free tricks I'm going to teach you. So go ahead and head on over and sign up, and that way it gives you permission to be in contact with them, and you can build it just like that. It'll become one of your best and cheapest tools to grow your business. I mean, this and your website both, but entertainers just don't get this a lot of times, and I've seen it happen too many times. I mean, when we can send out an email before a show and get a substantial amount of tickets sold before the show, that's important. And with our past customers, we let them know what's going on all the time. So through our past customer list, work it, do it, and you'll see it grow. And it'll start, if you have 20 now, you might have 50 by the end of the month. And before you know it, you've got a couple hundred. Then you have 500. Then when you get up to 1,000, 750 to 1,000, you start seeing some stuff happen. And it'll make a huge difference.